Hi everybody, I am here for my review of week 27. I am 28 weeks pregnant today. Physical symptoms, there's not a whole lot different this week. Weight gain wise, I am at about 188, so I'm up about 6 pounds. I did gain back some of the weight I had lost from being sick, but I didn't gain it all back at this point, and I haven't gone over, so that's good. It was a really good week physically, and then the last few days I have been having some pelvic pain. When if I lift my left leg, or if when I get up really fast, sometimes I have some pelvic pain. So I was looking it up, and I think I've got some SPD pain. So I have been wearing my support belt a little bit lower around my hips to make sure that it's kind of cinching in my hips and helping the symphysis pubis stay together, which I'm not particularly surprised that I'm having SPD pain, because when I started running a year and a half ago, I planned on doing a half marathon, which I did, and about 6, 8 months into running, I started having some hip pain in my left hip, and I thought it was because of like an actual running injury. And it turns out it was because basically my left side butt muscles were weak. So the physical therapist I went and saw gave me some exercises to do, and I did those, and that helped a lot. My muscles got a lot stronger, and that pain in my hip went away. When I got pregnant, I was doing some of those exercises still, and then I stopped. And since stopping, I'm guessing that, those muscles have weakened, and because those muscles, wrap around your back, I'm guessing that is partly the culprit of the SPD pain, because my back muscles just aren't strong enough on their own without those exercises to keep everything in place. So that's my guess. I'm going to start doing those exercises again, and I'm still wearing the support belt, and I might go see a chiropractor. Other than that, today, actually, I had my first official Braxton Hicks, and I don't think I would have realized that I was having Braxton Hicks unless my hands hadn't been on my stomach. My hands were already on my stomach, and I felt it tighten. I only had 2 of them, and I really didn't feel it. It kind of felt like baby moving, except when my hands were there, I could feel that it was like my whole stomach was tightened up. It wasn't painful or crampy or anything in any way. I don't think I would have felt it at all. I think I would have just assumed he had moved a little bit. Emotional symptoms. It's been a really good week. I was anxious leading up to today, because today we had our follow-up ultrasound to make sure my placenta had moved up, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And so I was kind of anxious. I was excited to see him, but I was anxious about what they were going to say, what the results were going to be with that ultrasound. TMI symptoms, nothing. No TMI symptoms for this week. I have a midwife appointment on Thursday, and we had our ultrasound today to check up on baby's growth and also to check on the placenta position, because with my 18-week ultrasound with a level 2, my placenta was just like the very tip of it was very slightly covering the opening of the cervix / touching the opening of the cervix, which is not a good thing. For a vaginal delivery, you can, if the placenta comes out first, you can hemorrhage. So we were definitely okay with having another ultrasound to make sure that the placenta had moved up. And it should have. I mean, it had 10 weeks to move up, and everything was growing a lot during that 10 weeks. And it didn't move as much as it was supposed to. It moved about half an inch. So it's about a half an inch away from the opening of the cervix. And the minimum they want to see for a vaginal delivery is 1 full inch. And my husband was cracking me up because he was like, a half an inch shouldn't matter that much. And I was like, well, I mean, in terms of inches, half an inch is fairly far in terms of where all that sits. So I do get it. It just kind of sucks. So they want to recheck me at 33 weeks to make sure it does move up. And if it doesn't, they'll probably want to check again, I don't know, at some point. Because I believe if the placenta is not far enough away from the cervix, they tell you it's an automatic C-section. So I emailed my doctor to double check on that and to see if that's still like they want to do a hospital delivery or if that's okay for a home birth as well. And I emailed all that information to my midwife. And then he is measuring at ahead. So I'm 28 weeks today, and they actually have me as 28 weeks and 2 days. And he is measuring 30 weeks and 2 or 3 days. His femur bones are measuring, I believe, 29 weeks 6 days, or 30 weeks exactly. And then his head is measuring 33 weeks. He's in the 95th percentile for head measurement. So that was kind of crazy. I was like, we're going to have a giant baby. And they're like, well, they only consider them really giant babies if they're above the 95th percentile head-wise. And he is the 95th percentile head-wise. I was like, that's fantastic. That's totally what you want to hear. I mean, I'm totally cool with like a giant long baby, but not what you want to hear especially when you're hoping for a super like natural vaginal delivery, is that he's got like a massive head. What else? Oh, they have him measuring at about 3 pounds, 3.25 pounds, which I know they tend to be over on their estimates. So I'm guessing more like 2.75 / maybe 3. But even then, he's getting big. He's getting big, and I can definitely tell. But yeah, he's getting big. That's it for this week. I will insert pictures, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.